Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. So today I am going to be working on my rocker panels and hopefully get them cut out and go from there and see what happens. So let's get to it. So first of all, I'm going to be measuring out from the inside edge of this rocker panel about 1 inch on the front and on the back. Now I'm going to need to use a straight edge. So the reason I use a straight edge here, it doesn't have to be like super, like really precisely straight on here, but I use a straight edge because there is the inner rocker right underneath this rocker panel, and if we get in too far, we're going to hit that inner rocker, which in this case, I believe I'm going to be replacing the inner rocker anyway, but if you're not sure if you're going to be replacing it, or if you know that you're not going to be replacing the inner rocker, I would recommend for sure staying out here an inch, because you don't want to cut into your inner rocker. And also, when you go to drill out your spot welds, it's hard to see them here. They're a little bit rusty, but if you sand them down, they'll kind of pop out at you. You can use a spot weld drill and drill through it, or you can use a 3/8 inch drill bit and just drill through the first layer to get your spot welds all off. Drill through the first layer of metal. You don't want to go down into your inner rocker panel if you're not going to be replacing it. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter if you drill through the whole thing if you're going to be replacing the inner rocker panel anyway. I could probably just go and drill out these spot holes instead of cutting all the way out here, but I would kind of like to just stay out here and be able to see better. You know, after I take this part off, I should be able to see better what's inside there and what I can do and what I can't do. Alright, so I decided to use the grinder and this sanding blade, and we're going to see what we can figure out as far as our spot welds and where our seams are and everything. I started looking at this. To me, this does not look like a factory weld. It looks like somebody maybe already replaced the rocker panels at one point in time, and that weld just looks too globby and stuff for a factory weld. So, and another thing, I believe they put in spot welds, and this is just a solid weld across. So I believe this may have been replaced at one point, but I don't know for sure. And another thing up here in the front, it looks pretty much the same way, and it just looks like it's kind of bent around. So yeah, I don't know. It could have been factory weld, because I do notice on this truck that a lot of stuff just wasn't as precise as it is nowadays, but that just doesn't really look like a factory weld if you ask me, but I don't know. Alright, so I'm going to try to very carefully grind off all these weld spots and stuff around there and see if I can get that all off without damaging the inner part of the A-pillar that goes in behind that rocker panel. Alright, so I'm going to use a little claw thing here and go in behind and see if I can just kind of slowly pry that out. away from it. So as you can see, I'm just kind of slowly working away, grinding off those welds and stuff, because it definitely didn't have any spot welds like it should have had from the factory. So I'm pretty sure I'm just dealing with somebody else's weld job here, and it's a little harder than if it would have been spot welded, but slowly but surely I'm getting it. And those little weld pieces right there, I'm just going to grind them down even with the surface of the inside A-pillar there after I get the whole rocker panel off. So it's a little more tedious than it should have been, I think, but we'll be able to get it. All right, so I was able to just cut around there and get the whole thing loose, but I'm still not up with my seam where I'm supposed to be. This is supposed to be the actual seam that comes loose, but right now I just cut about 1 inch away and I just curved it around, and I'll try to work this whole inner piece off later. I'll be able to see better where I'm cutting and all that once I get this outside cover off, to where I can actually see what's going on the inside there, because I don't want to cut through this into the A-pillar. So let's get back here to the back side and see what we got going on back here. This has been welded, but I believe there's a spot weld right there that I'm going to try to just drill through with a drill bit. And that might help me get it started, get away from it a little bit. All right, so now I'm just gonna try to pry that thing out and get it loose, get this outside rocker panel off. Alright, so there it is. It's definitely got a rat's nest or mouse nest or whatever, and that's how it looks after the rocker panel is off. So if you look at this, you can definitely see that the rocker panel has been replaced before, because this bolt, that bolt coming out, has been ground on before, and that was not me. It's not a fresh grinding mark. Hey, I appreciate you all tuning in and watching my video again. Next time I'm going to be working on repairing my floor panel, especially in the back and probably up in the front, and my rocker panel. Depends kind of how much I get done. But anyway, once I get done with this whole truck, it will be up for sale. So just wanted to throw that out there. If you know anybody that might be interested, or if you're interested in it, feel free to contact me, leave any comments or anything that you have for me. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe down below, and we'll see you next time.